SPSS is a software that is useful for analyzing quantitative data. You cannot analyze qualitative data or the data you have collected from interview, from field notes, or as a text message or picture message or any content. But only quantitative data, if you are using a test, it may be achievement test, it may be aptitude test, it may be creativity test, any test data can be analyzed by using SPSS. Not only that, sometimes the scale data, you have collected data by using a rating scale, you have collected data by using a questionnaire having some options like closed-ended questionnaire, you have collected data by using a attitude scale where options are there, and these data can also be analyzed by using SPSS. So wherever you are interested to find out frequency, percentage, descriptive statistics, inferential statistics, graphs, you can utilize SPSS, and SPSS can very easily help to analyze and to interpret your data. So therefore you should always remember that SPSS is a quantitative data analysis software. Even if your data is so large, like you have collected data from 20,000, you have collected data from 50,000, no issue, no problem. You can analyze your data. You have 25 variables, you have 50 variables, still SPSS can be utilized to analyze and to interpret your data. But only problem is, if wrong statistic is used, then SPSS will give wrong result. So what is more important for you is that you should know which statistic is relevant and useful for which kind of research. Or in other words, all kinds of statistics cannot be applied for data analysis in all kinds of research. So here SPSS will not suggest you this statistic is useful here, this statistic is not useful here. SPSS cannot help you. You as a researcher, you have to develop this kind of understanding and you have to apply it. So therefore, before working with the SPSS, you should also develop a understanding on educational statistics. Because without understanding of educational statistics, you can calculate SPSS, but sometimes you may calculate wrong statistics, and which your result will be wrong, and your research findings will be wrong. And as I told you, I hope some of my other colleagues, they may be discussing with you about the statistics. So your statistics can be descriptive in nature, or it can be inferential in nature. To want to know, before I go for a discussion about SPSS, just I want to get one idea. As a researcher, why you are using descriptive statistics? What is the purpose of using descriptive statistics in your research? Or in what way descriptive statistics is helpful for researcher? Anybody can answer my question?
Sir, to This,
Yes, somebody
sir,
was telling. Yes.
yes, sir. Sir, to describe the data in the form of frequency, percentage, and graphical representation.
Okay. To describe the data. Can anybody tell me what descriptive statistic describes about data? What descriptive statistic describes about the data?
Descriptive statistics describe about some tendency and variability of score.
Okay, in fact, descriptive statistic describes the nature of the data. Descriptive statistic, it describes the nature of the data. It describes the nature of the group. When you calculate descriptive statistics, you calculate what is the minimum score, what is the maximum score, what is the average, what is the standard deviation. I think all the statistics or all the measures that we use because we want to understand what is the nature of the group, what is the nature of the data. Nature of the group means, sometimes your groups are similar in nature, or your group is homogeneous in nature, your group is heterogeneous in nature. You are interested to find out what is the nature of the data, what is the nature of the group. Descriptive statistic gives you some idea about your group in total, in subgroups. But the limitation of descriptive statistic is that you cannot draw any inference. You cannot draw any inference, and therefore you have to use inferential statistics. Or in other words, by using inferential statistics, you can draw inference, you can draw conclusion, you can test your null hypothesis. So your null hypothesis cannot be tested by discrete statistics. For testing null hypothesis, you have to use the inferential statistic. Okay. So that's fine. Gradually, whenever required, I will explain some of the statistics principles before I interpret or analyze any SPSS data. Now let me show you a presentation, a very brief presentation about some background about SPSS or some essential characteristics of SPSS that I'll show you. Okay.
Sir.
Yes.
Sir, one question, sir. Sir,
Yes.
while we are talking about descriptive statistics, so can we take only research question in descriptive statistics?
So descriptive statistic usually we use only descriptive statistics in action research. We use only descriptive statistics in action research or the research where hypotheses are not there or hypothesis testing are not there, or in other words, like resource questions are there. You can say there are resource questions are there, and which is the intention of the research question is to analyze. The intention of the research question is only to analyze, and therefore you are using discrete statistics. But wherever hypothesis testing is there, so you have to use both descriptive and inferential statistics. So when you use inferential statistics, you have to use descriptive statistics, because without descriptive statistics you cannot use inferential statistics. But inferential statistics only we use in a action research, in a small scale research, where you are interested in to describe the situation, or to want to complete your research with a short time where you are not interested to draw any conclusion or any inference. So you use only descriptive. But most of our research studies, like any kind of survey or any kind of experiment, causal comparative research, we use both descriptive and inferential statistics. Because all this kind of research, you have hypothesis, and whenever you hypothesis testing is there, there is a need for SPSS, or there is a need for inferential statistics. Okay, that gradually we'll see that. If you see my presentation, you can see this is the official logo of SPSS. SPSS, statistical package for social science. So in this SPSS logo, if you can see, before January 2010, it was only SPSS. In January 2010, SPSS has been taken over by IBM company. Nowadays, when you download the SPSS package for free trial, so you have to download the SPSS and IBM company software. That has been, the logo has been changed. If you see the logo of the SPSS earlier and now, the logo has been changed. You can mark the changes here. This is the latest SPSS software. If you see, sometimes we thought actually who developed this SPSS? Who developed this SPSS? Statistical package for social science. Who developed it? And sometimes many students, they thought SPSS might be developed by a computer scientist. But really, SPSS, the first time it was developed by a professor of political science in 1968. Professor Norman H. Nee and C. Hudley Hall. Both these professors, they are the research professor. They have developed the SPSS package in 1968 for their own research. So I think this is why SPSS is a very user-friendly software, because it was not developed by computer scientists. Because when computer scientists develop anything, the target audience will be the people having knowledge and experience in computer science. But when somebody from political science background or from social science background develop a software, the target will be the person from social science or person from any education background can use the software. I think therefore SPSS is very user friendly. It has been used in all social science research, market research, company research, company research, commerce management, everywhere. You ask those who are doing research in medicine, they are also using social science SPSS package. Those who are doing doctors, those who are doing research, you ask them, they are also using SPSS, because SPSS is such a statistical package which is very user friendly and which is very easy to use. and gives accurate results, 100% accurate results. If you give some idea about the history of SPSS between 2009 and 2010, SPSS was called as Predictive Analytics Software, PASW. Predictive Analytics Software. The company announced on July 28, 2009 that it was being acquired by IBM for 1.2 billion US dollars. You imagine how much. From January 2010, SPSS becomes an IBM company. You know that like in every software, every year or the SPSS also get updated. Every year there is a latest version of SPSS software is coming. And when this PowerPoint was developed, that time it was the version of SPSS was 22.0. I think now it may be more than 26.0. The latest updates maybe. So with this historical background, let me tell you, there are three important windows in SPSS. Windows means, in a computer science or in a computer or in any desktop or laptop, window means something that when you open your laptop or when you open your desktop, the first page will come or something will open, and that the first page is known as Windows. So in SPSS, there are three windows are there which you can work simultaneously. Simultaneously, I mean at the same time you can work with the three windows. But you imagine when you are working with the Excel, you can work with only one window. You just imagine in Excel sheet, at one place you write the data or you enter the data. In the same place you calculate the data, same place you draw the bar graph. So that means in the one place you enter the data, you put the formula, you get the result. Your result is also available, your data is also available in the one single window. But in SPSS, when you work with SPSS, at a time three windows will open. Once you open the SPSS home page, three windows will open. The first window will be data editor, second window will be output viewer, and the third window will be syntax editor. And the three window has three different functions. I think this is very important. You have to understand. Data editor, the meaning, if you can understand data editor, it look like a spreadsheet in Excel. Data editor, once you open it, it will look like a spreadsheet in Excel or Excel sheet. That means you will find many rows, many columns. So this is the window where you can enter your data or you can import data from other applications like Excel. In SPSS, one benefit is that SPSS can support the data you have entered in MS Excel. Data can be imported. You can take data from Excel to SPSS and here you can analyze your data. So this is data editor. So data editor has two. Again, data editor has two windows, I can say. One is data view, another is, I can show you. This is, you see here it is something is written data view, and this is a variable view. Data view and variable view two. That means at the data editor we have two. One is data where you can put your data. Another is a variable where you have to add your variable. So this is something difficult in, not difficult I can say, it is something different than Excel. Because in Excel you do everything at one place, but in SPSS you have to put your data at one place, you have to put your variables at one place. I think this is important for a correct data analysis by using a statistical software like this. Because if your data entry is wrong, if your variable list is wrong, then your entire calculation will be wrong, and therefore you should be careful. I'll show you. And another is output view. Whatever you calculate, you have calculated discrete statistics. Whatever you will calculate, that will be saved, or that will be shown in another window, and that is known as output view. Whatever you have calculated discrete statistic, it will come in a different window, that is output window. You have calculated inferential statistic, it will be shown in a different window. So then final one, syntax editor. Syntax editor, I told you, syntax editor, syntax means is a formula given to the SPSS for calculation. Like, you want to calculate discrete statistic, you have to give a formula. And all the formula that you are giving to the computer, that will be recorded in the syntax. And according to your formula, SPSS will calculate, and that will be shown in the output. So these three are important. You should be very familiar with this: data editor, output viewer, and syntax editor. These three, you remember it, and when you download and install a SPSS software, then you can see what is data editor, what is output viewer, what is syntax editor. Okay, this is something when you open SPSS. SPSS can be opened the way you are opening Excel, or the way you are opening any software application you are opening. Like, when you want to open MS Office, you click on the start button, then all the applications are shown. You can choose SPSS and click on it, and this page will open. This page will open. If you see here, you see here it is SPSS data editor. And Niharika, is it visible? Hello?
Yes, sir, it is visible, sir.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Can you see this is a data editor?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So once you open the SPSS, you will find this page. And this page, if you see, this is a very similar to Excel. Rows are there, columns are there. And the name of this window is a data editor. As I told you, data editor has two windows. And the highlighted one is data view, because this is data view. Another is a variable view. So in data view, you put your data, you input your data. In variable view, you enter the variables. I think this variable page or variable entry is very important in SPSS. If you are not correctly putting variables, then it is very difficult. And some of the things like I want to tell you here, if you see here this data editor page, here you see something is written here on title 1 data set SPSS data editor. SPSS data editor. If you you get it.
Yes, sir.
This
Yes,
one
sir.
you see.
Yes,
This
sir.
is
Yes, sir.
this is
Yes,
known
sir.
as a title. This is known as title bar. This is because no title is given and therefore it is written on title. Suppose if I give a title here RMSPSS, then or low attendance project, so automatically this will be converted into my title. Therefore it is a title bar. From this title bar you can find out what is the data you are using or what is the data you are using at present. And these are, if you see here, it is something that in file, edit, view, data, transform, that analysis, graph. These are all, I say, command bars or menu. These are command bars or menu bars. Command bars or menu bars, you can say. Okay. And here, if you can see something folder like arrow, these are all. These are also called our toolbars. Toolbars are there. I think this is very familiar to our MS Office or MS Excel. When you are in MS Office, Excel also, same things are there. Some are title bar, some are command bar, some are menu bar, some are toolbar. Everything is there. But here one thing I think it is you will find when you work with this thing, that is known as dialog box. I'll show you dialog box when you work with the dialog box. Because you know, when you work with the SPSS and you want to give a command, then dialog box means one box will come, a small box will come where you have to put your command or you have to write your command. Then you have to say here, click on OK or next. Then the SPSS will calculate the data and the result will come. And like Excel, like you know, here columns are there, rows are there. Columns are usually written, or columns are usually used for writing variables. Your variables are written in columns, and your cases means your sample. Your sample 1, sample 2, sample 3, sample 100 are written in the rows. I think the way we are doing in Excel, the same way we are doing. I think these are the things I told you earlier. These are the command menu. File is there. If you can hear, these are the command menu. I have shown you. These are the command menu. Yeah, these are the command. The function of the command menu. Like you know, file. The same thing when you work with any other sub application. File means by using a file command menu, you can open a file or you can create a new file. You can save a file. You can import a file. I think you remember here file. File menu will help you to save, to read, and to import also. You see here importing files from MS Access, MS Excel, text files, anything you can import. Import, are you getting? Your data is there in Excel, you want to bring to the SPSS, then you want to analyze. So importing files, file menu, important. You want to, from file, you can create a new data. Suppose, for example, you want to enter the data. You want to enter the data directly in SPSS. So here you have to go to the file, you have to create a new then the data window will come. There you can enter your data. Or SPSS has another option. You already enter the data in Excel. You can bring to the SPSS or you can import to the Excel. Two things. The file has a function like it. You can create new one or you can import. So after creating, you want to save, you can use the file command and save it. There is a edit. Edit means you can copy some portion of data and paste somewhere else. You can find a particular sample you want to find from your data. Suppose you have 20,000 data, you want to find out one particular name Ramakant. So you can find and you can get it. By editing or in editing, you want to insert more variables or more columns, you can do it. You want to insert more rows, you can do it. I think these views are useful for, like, if you go here, sometimes see some, here if you can see, here something are visible, but by using a view command, some more command will be visible here. Or if you want to hide some command, you can use the view and some more command can be hide. So data command or data menu is very important for us. So data is very important for us. Like, by using data command, you can enter data, you can sort the data, you can merge files, you can select the file. So many things are there. I think gradually you can analyze something here. Only one point, these are also command menu. Analyze. I think analyze is very, very important for us, because if you click on analyze, all the statistic pull down menu will come. From there you can choose and you can click on that. Then the SPSS will analyze data and give the result in a output command. So therefore it is analyze. Always we analyze our data in analyze only. So analyze is very important for us. Graphs are there. If you want to create a graph, on the graph command you can click on graph, then you can select the data that you want to create graph, and automatically a graph will be created. One thing is also very important in SPSS. SPSS has a coach. Suppose you are working something or you want to calculate regression, but you don't know what is the command for regression, or you don't know how to calculate regression. So then from the command menu you can click on help. If you click on help, then you will get a option. So help means a statistical coach is available. If you select how to calculate regression, then automatically the step will come. Even as I suggested, you install the SPSS package, then I think if you want to learn SPSS, you can get a tutorial from the SPSS package itself. I think that is valid tutorial. Don't go for a YouTube channel. From the software itself, there is a coach, there is a help option, and you can get it. I think now there are two sheets will open, as I told you, data view and variable view. I think this is a data view, this will come. I think this is a variable view. You see here, I have shown you earlier, this is a data view. All your data will be visible here. All your data can be entered here. All your data can be imported here. All data only. Here only data. Variable means, suppose here you say male, female, you say location, you say marks, you say attitude score, you say achievement score. These are the variables. The variable name will be there and the data will be there. But here in a variable view, you see here variable view is something different. The name of the variable, the types of the variable, the width of the data, the decimal point you want to calculate, the level you want to use, the value you want to use, missing number, many things are there. I think this is very, very important. I will tell you, maybe in the next class I will tell you. So how to really work with the SPSS. This page is very important for you. But you know, before next class, please download and install SPSS if you have a laptop or desktop. If you don't have laptop, desktop, you know, then I cannot help you because it will not be uh, functioning in any mobile. Mobile you cannot work on SPSS. Okay, you see this is a variable view. Okay, this is a variable view is given. Something more explanation is given about the variables. If you see here, one point is there. This is the name of the variable. Suppose you say, for example, you say name of the variable is sex or gender. Gender is a name of the variable. Then the next column is coming type. If you click on it, the SPSS supports all these types of variables. SPSS supports all these types of variables. Numeric, comma, dot, scientific rotation, date, dollar, custom, string. But usually for our research purpose in education and social sciences, we use two types of variable. One is a numeric or another is a string. String. Numeric means 1, 2, 3, 4. If you want to writing any number, that is numeric. If you want to write any words, that is string. Suppose for example, here you want to write the name of the sample. The type of variable is string. The name of the school. The type of variable is the string. String variable is used for writing a descriptive words or name. But when, suppose for example, gender, you have coded it male, female, 1 for male, 2 for female. So then it becomes a numeric variable. And one thing you should also remember, SPSS will not read your other variables, like, you know, if you are writing male, if you are writing female, so you will face difficulty in analyzing your data. And therefore I suggest for quantitative analysis by using SPSS, you have to convert all variables into codes. So code book, again I told you earlier also, you need to develop a code book and you have to write here. Code is important. I think, you know, this is something I said, this is a dialog box. This small box is known as dialog box. Here you have to enter, you have to click, then you have to say okay, your work is done. Dialog box. Again, this is name, this is type, then width. Width means what? In SPSS, in one column, maximum 40 character can be written. Maximum 40 character can be written in one column in SPSS. Okay. But you know, but you want only three character you want to write, or 5 character you want to write, and accordingly you can resize the width. Resize means you can extend, you can reduce it, you can increase, you can reduce the width. So width has I think no such important function in the calculation, but only If you make a larger width, this page will not be visible. If you make it reasonable as per your requirement, then this page will be visible. Width. Decimal, when you are coming to here, decimal points, up to which decimal points you want SPSS to calculate? 0 decimal or up to 2 decimal or 3 decimal. I think you can do it. If you click here, the decimal point will be shown 2, 3, 0. So you can select it. Decimal point can be done. Levels. Here it is a levels. Levels is the additional information about the variable. Levels means the additional information about the variable. And it is not mandatory to write levels for all variable. If you like, the levels can be written. 5 levels are required. Suppose you are entering data and somebody else will analyze the data, then levels is required. Suppose you are entering data and you are analyzing the data, I think levels may not be required. Suppose for example, here you are writing gender. You are writing only gender. The level you can write here, gender of school students. I think level gives you additional information about the name of the variable or about the variable. It becomes, it becomes useful, becomes, I think, easier for others, even for the researcher to understand what the variable stands for. So therefore, sometimes we use the level. Level can be used. Values. I think values is very, very important, and it is important when your data is categorical in nature. This value is important when your data is categorical in nature. Categorical means there is a boys and girls. You have coded gender into 2 groups. One is boy, another is girl. One for boy, 2 for girls. So therefore here, if you click here, then one like dialog box will come where you have to write 1 for boys, 2 for girls. Okay. So that means compute that SPSS for the all calculation will take into account 1 for boys, 2 for girls. I think value is very, very important for you when you are using a categorical variable. That is important. You see here, this is a dialog box for adding values. If you click here, this dialog box will come. It is value is written 2, level is female. Click here add. Then write value 1, level male, add. Then click OK. Done. Your work is done. Okay, these are some of the, and one more point I think I cannot show you here, that is very, very important. After values, there is a missing column, and the last column is the type of variable or type of data. You know that you have 4 kinds of data. You have nominal data, you have ordinal data, you have ratio data, you have interval data. So in the last column also you have to select and you have to opt what is the type of data that you want to use. I'll show you just a minute. That is very important for you, data. Like, suppose for example, here your variable is gender, male, female. What will be the type of data it is? Sorry, what will be the level of the measurement, type of measurement? Anybody can say?
Sir, nominal.
Nominal, very good. This is a nominal value only. Suppose if you are entering data like the achievement score.
This is interval data.
So that is also very important part in SPSS. Okay. So anyhow, let me summarize. So I have given you some introductory idea about SPSS and its important elements, its important characteristics, and how to begin with to work with the SPSS. At the same time, I suggested all of you please download and install SPSS version. A student version, free version is available for 30 days. So you please install it. Then just try to practice what I have shown you: data view, variable view, syntax, output view, just to see it. Okay, this is a brief idea about SPSS, and we will continue to discuss on it. We'll work on it, how to import data from Excel to SPSS, and how to use different commands, and how to analyze data for different types of resources that we can do it.